Hey guys, welcome to my run on the 6 Warrior Quest Area 7. This run is going to be a ticket mission run because Quistis is in party 2 and is also bronze Quistis viable because you aren't even going to use Quistis at all whatsoever. The 5 other party members that you have is way more than enough to handle this fight. They do so well that bosses actually die when you still have a couple of turns left in force time and a couple of echoes left to go. This also means that there is a little bit more flexibility in terms of ultimate weapons, so if you are lacking an ultimate weapon or two, don't worry about it. Also, this fight ignores most of the mechanics. In this fight, both bosses have their own individual triggers, and their triggers affect both enemies at once. I suppose originally the intention was for you to bring characters that can dispel the stance that both boss A and boss B enters. With this setup, the only stance that you need to remove is the one at the start, and you can easily do that by using a 2-turn delay call on boss A. For maximum effect, I use the Seymour call because he also applies some nice debuffs, but essentially any call that delays 2 turns works. So if you don't have Seymour call, you can use something like the Jesse LD call, Quistis call, or the Cloud LD call. Also notice that I start with Quina first, and Quina's in the middle, and at the start I swapped him out for Penelo and had her charge the Force Gauge. Penelo is also optional. You only need Penelo's S1 or S2, you don't need anything else for Penelo. If you don't want to use Penelo, you can use any other Force Gauge charger as well. That's the only function for that character. The role is to charge the Force Gauge until you are about 89%. Do not go beyond that, 89% will do. And on that note, do not do any additional actions beyond what I did here. So do not use stuff like AA or things like that, because the actions taken here are precise enough to allow you to win the Force Gauge race. If you take one more action beyond this, you will lose the Force Gauge race. Lastly, once Quina ends its turn with BT+, Twins will go next. I have Twins use the Lunar Freya LD call to buff Quick Prayer and use BT+ in preparation. Right after that, you can swap Twins for Ram. Now my Ram has 2 turns in a row because I do have the Green Crystal U2 passive equipped. If you don't have it, I think the run is still doable. All you have to do is just use BT+ with Ram and don't do the swap turns. You should still be able to hit 100% Force Gauge. If you can't, then instead of swap turns, use Cure first and then use BT+ with Ram. That should work as well. Anywho, Reigns finally gets its turn. Reigns has multiple turns because of the Quick Prayer for the Lunar Freya LD call. Use one BT+, and here I enter Force time. Now in case you're wondering whether I got lucky with the Force Gauge race, it's not. I've done this run like 4 or 5 times just to test this out, and every single time I get this result. As long as you take the same actions or the ones that I've just described, you will always hit 100% Force Gauge and the boss will be at 99%, plus minus 0.1, 0.2% about there. With Reigns FR, you want to target Quina. Quina gets 2 turns in a row because Quina's buffed with the Quick Prayer from the Lunar Freya LD call as well. This allows you to use double Quina FR echoes, which is nice because Quina will never get another turn after this. While I'm going through one round of echoes here before Reigns gets his turn, just a quick description. This entire party setup allows you to ignore the stance. As I said, the only thing that you need to do is use a 2-turn delay call at the very start to remove the first one. Thereafter, you ignore every other time they enter their stance. Why is that? Because the 5 party members that I have are all magic based. So for reference, when boss B triggers Fire Dog, both enemies gain 100% evasion to debuffs. That doesn't matter because you've already applied all the debuffs that you want to at the start. But beyond that, they also get 100% physical evasion. This party doesn't care about that because they are all magical DPS, so the Fire Dog stance can be ignored the entire fight. Lastly, boss A will gain the blue aura and gather steam. you do need to dispel the very first one at the start, because the very first blue aura that boss A gets makes them immune to knockback. But once that's removed, then you have free reign. Boss A will get blue aura again, I think at 69% and 29%. The notable thing is that the 69% blue aura does not confer knockback immunity, so you can ignore that. The 29% blue aura does give knockback immunity, but by that point they are low enough that it doesn't matter anyway, and by that point in time you will have hit 99% force gauge bonus, so Reigns' job will be done. Sid Reigns started his PT mode with 10 turns of force time remaining, because both Quina and Rem used their echoes right before this, so the force time remained at 10 turns. The whole idea of the BT mode here, combined with the earlier echoes, is to allow you to hit 99% force gauge bonus before boss A grants the entire party knockback immunity. That's a lot to take in, but the long story short is that the only thing you need to do with this party is to use a delay call at the start to remove the blue aura. Once that's done, you ignore all the auras for the entire fight. The blue aura does give the bosses 200,000 HP healing at the start of every single turn, which I guess is maybe worth mentioning. But 200,000 HP healing is really nothing when you're doing like 30-40 million HP damage a turn anyway. Okay, coming out of force time, I'm not quite yet at 99%, but the bosses can still be knocked back because boss A is still above 30% health. Here I pop summon just to save on the turn count. You don't really have to if you don't want to, but there's no point to save summon anyway. Have Rem target Sid Reigns. This will allow Sid Reigns to act next again. Here, both enemies are now immune to launches, but they are so low and you are 99%. So Sid Reigns' job is done. I swapped his turn next so that this allows you to swap him out for Twins, who have been sitting in the back until now. Twins still have one turn quick prayer because they use Lunar Freya LD call at the start of the fight. So this gives you one LD. The turn sequence you can take here is LD, FR, FR, LD for massive damage. You don't even need that. You can see that the first LD already brings them close enough to death, and this FR kills them off. So if they survive this, you can go FR and LD again, and that should definitely finish them off. In terms of other options, I guess you don't have to use Twins. Any other magical DPS will do. The only key requirement is that it has to be magic DPS because boss B has the 100% physical evasion up. Anyway, that's it for this fight. As always, I hope the video has been helpful, and if you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment or subscribe. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!